Clutch Trucker filmed before a live studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world famous meatball dog, and today's video is all about him. Look at the camera, Rusty. Yep, all about trucking with a dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker channel. Well, here I am coming into the St. Louis area. When last we spoke, I had a load of patio furniture going to Colorado Springs. Not to be confused with the Irish comedian. Patio furniture. Anyway, after that, I had a load of Coca-Cola from Denver going up to Rapid City. And then I picked up a load in Colony, Wyoming, which is just northwest of Rapid City. A load of kitty litter at a bentonite mine. That's where they make the kitty litter. It's basically clay, absorbing clay, and that's what kitty litter is made out of. Bringing it to the Aldi Grocery Warehouse Distribution Center in O'Fallon, Missouri. So we'll cut here to the dash cam. We'll be driving down the road here on I-70, just west of the whole St. Louis area. O'Fallon's kind of in the middle of that. Anyway. Speaking of kitty litter, maybe reminded me that, people asked a long time ago to do a video all about what it's like to have a dog in the truck. And of course, Rusty always opens all my videos. And I thought, well, this would be a good time to do it. I'm going to be parked here soon. I don't deliver till 1 a.m. tomorrow morning, Friday morning, the 28th. Today's the 27th, Thursday. So I'm going to park nearby, and I'll need to take Rusty out. So I figured a good time I can show the dog and talk all about what it's like to have a dog in the truck and the special arrangements you need to make. Now, one of the main things you need to do as a truck driver, if you have a dog in the truck, like I do, and somebody did ask, I think it was Beth, who always has comments. Beth, I appreciate you. If Rusty's always in the truck with me, or he usually is, most of the time. Maybe once or twice a year he'll stay home for a week or two, but that's about it. He's with me all the time. It's his job. He's got to keep me company. I'm working, he's got to work, baby. No free rides. So what always cracks me up is one thing, when I don't have the dog with me, which is, like I say, very rare, I forget that, and I'm still always in pet mode, and I'm always looking for truck stops, places to park the truck where I know there's grass or some place to take the dog out. So I'm always thinking in that mindset. Yeah, because I'm always more concerned about having a place to park where I can have easy access to take the dog out and let him walk around and do his thing. This time of year, here it is August 27th, like I said, it's usually not too bad to take him out. Rainy weather, yeah, that can get nasty. You get muddy dog paws, and that's why I have the puppy towels right by my seat near my door, and I'll show those to you later on to clean up puppy paws before he goes back in the truck so he doesn't track mud and gunk and everything else all through my truck. I try to keep it as clean as I can. That's another downside to having a dog. Sometimes it's a little tougher to keep things clean. So that usually means I've got some favorite places to park where I know there's good grassy areas for the dog. What it also means is I'm usually parking in the far back corners of these truck stops where the grass tends to be. I'm never parked up in the front rows. And besides, I'd rather park away from... All the rookie drivers tend to think they need to be up at the front of the truck stop. So fine, you guys can stay up there and smash into each other's hoods and trailers. I'll be down in the back corner hiding away and taking the dog out. Thank you. So I just thought I'd kind of do a different shot here while I'm driving this morning on my way into the St. Louis area. Overcast today. It's hot though. It's already over 95, I think about 95 degrees. It was hot in South Dakota yesterday. 99 it was up there, yeah. Anyway, so now we'll switch to the interior stuff once I'm parked, and I'll talk more about having a dog in the truck. Alright, here I am parked in this Quick Trip in St. Peters, Missouri. Only has about 30 truck parking spots, but since it's the middle of the day, I was able to get one, and you can see right behind those cars, there's grass for Rusty. So that's the next thing we got to take care of when you got a dog in the truck. Right here at my open door, there's my seat right there. There's the puppy towels I was describing, and there's his leash. All handy for him right there. trick is to get him out of the truck. He always has to play a game here. Rusty, come on, let's go. Come on, Rusty. Yeah, don't just look at me. Come on, let's go. Going outside, come on. Now, he does this to me every freaking time. Now he's gonna look at me, now he's gonna turn around and walk back the other way. Come on. And he'll turn around again, then he'll come back over. Let's go, come on. I tell you, what a meatball dog, right? Alright, so we're walking across to the grass, and you see there's Rusty already doing his thing. He's pretty good about doing that. Peeing, at least. The other business, sometimes it'll take him quite a while, and he drives me nuts. But, you know, what are you gonna do? See, I remember this quick trip because here's the trucking area, truck parking area. There's lots of grass over here for Rusty, and see, there he goes bounding away. Zoom in. He always runs real far away from me, drives me nuts. But he's pretty good about staying where I can see him. Gotta go check out the tree. There he goes, bouncing all around. See, there's lots of grass out here, so it works well for Rusty. So I give him time, let him run around, sniff every damn tree. You know, he's a dog after all. What are you gonna do, right? And then he has to look at me like, oh, I'm over here. Okay, I'm gonna go over that way. I'm just making sure you're there. Okay, back over at the truck. I normally don't bring him in the passenger side, but I wanted to show you where he has his pet bed right there by the passenger seat, kind of crammed down there. That's where he likes to stay while I'm driving. Makes him feel cozy, I guess, against the door. There's another pet bed in front of the passenger seat for him. And now we'll all get back in the truck. I don't know if you can see him too well. He's got a ton of toys back here. Here's a hedgehog. He's got his little Bite Me candy bar. This was actually not his originally. This is the Yeti from the Disney World Expedition Everest. He's kind of adopted that as his pillow. And then where's his bee? There's a bee back here, a bumblebee somewhere. And so he always likes the ones that squeak because he can make them squeak. So if I squeak it and throw it, and he goes dashing down there, comes running back. Big fun, right, Rusty? Go get it! There he goes. Oh yes, huge fun, huge fun. And his hedgehog fell. Got the hedgehog, Rusty. Ah, big fun. And he comes running back with the hedgehog. So, you know, this is why dogs are entertaining. This is a good reason to have them in the truck, right, Rusty? It's right here in front of me. Hey, Rusty. Oh yes, happy dog. And of course, right down there, if you can see, right on the left side of the passenger seat, there's his dog bowls. I got these years ago. They're really great because they've got a rubberized bottom and it's wider than the top of the bowl, and they tend to stay in place on the rubber floor here in the truck, even over the bumpiest roads. And I can usually keep a little bit of water in the water dish there to the right and the food dish to the left there, and they pretty much stay in place, which works well. And when I move my bags at night and cooler that I stack all up on the passenger seat, and he kind of takes over that corner back there. That's where all his toys end up, and he'll spread himself out on the bed against the padded wall there, or sometimes right up against me while I'm sleeping. You know, and in the summertime when it's hot, he's hot. He's a hot dog. Boom, boom. But in the wintertime it's kind of nice because he keeps me warm. Rusty! Yes, the whole world is watching Rusty. There he's down there scratching at his pet bed. If I give him pizza crust, he tries to bury it in that pet bed, and it drives me freaking bonkers. And see, now because I sounded stern, he thinks he's in trouble, and now he went to go hide in this little hiding place back behind the passenger seat. You can see there's my cab commander. That's from Duluth Trading Company, by the way. Great little thing to put on your seat. Like I say, got my atlas in there, my logbook and document holder there. My glasses, sunglass part of my glasses, other pockets. Great thing, straps around your seat right there. Fantastic, from Duluth Trading Company. And of course you can see my Duluth Trading Company seat cover, because of course Rusty likes to get up there and do this with his paws real quick, so that's why there's the seat cover on there. That's the older one. I've watched that one once. I've got the newer one on my seat. Of course, yeah, there's some of his toys again, and he shares the bed with me. I put up with that, you know, what can I say? But up here, I've showed you before, all these little boxes of various food and things for my storage. It's a great storage area. This is one thing I love about this Coronado. See, above my driving area, there's a glove box and stuff, my CB, my timer, CB speaker, and then up here, I've got extra storage. And you see I have, because of the dog, 2 extra pet beds up here. See, that's what those are. That's because if sometimes he'll end up throwing up or something or have an accident on those pet beds, so I get the $5 ones from Walmart. So if it gets messy and I can't clean it up, I just got backups, baby. Okay, and I was showing some of the boxes up here. Now see, this one here and that one there, that's exclusively dog stuff. See here, there's his canned food. He has that in the mornings. And this is the Purina Beneful Incredibites, just for small dogs. 1 can in the morning. That's the perfect size just for 1 feeding. So I have to have, you know, utensils to scoop it out into his bowl. And then let me show you the other one. Alright, here's the other box. And that's got the Beneful's original beef flavor. Now this is the bigger one. I couldn't find the smaller one. I bought this at a Dollar General. But at least they did have this. He likes the smaller bites better, but he'll put up with this one if he has to. He just has to crunch them up a little bit more. So, like I say, there's the dry food. That one goes back up there next to the wet food for the morning. And so, you can see 2 of my boxes up here of food and stuff is for the dog. And there's that other spare pet bed. And right up over here behind my George Foreman, there's my... I still have it out because I cooked some hot dogs last night on that thing. But right behind that, see, there's a little bottle holder back there behind my George Foreman, and that's where I always keep a bottle of water ready to go. So that's the Rusty water right here, just whatever happened, bottled water I happen to have at the time, just goes right there, so it's always ready to go. And the rest of the bottled water goes down here in my lower cabinet below the George Foreman. Right there's some sodas there, and behind that there's a whole bunch of water, so that he and I can share the water. He doesn't get to share the soda with me though. That's just from Daddy. Here's one other thing that's a must-have if you have a dog in the truck. It's a must-have for anybody, anyway, even if you don't have a dog. Get yourself some of the wipes, because I always keep them right up here handy on the dash, so when we're coming back into the truck, you know, I always do all the paws, and I'll lift up the tail and look. Yeah, it doesn't sound too appetizing, I know, but I don't want, if there's little extra pieces stuck to his fur, I don't want him dropping around the truck. So if I discover something, I can hold him right there in the doorway, reach up and grab the wipes, clean him up, and get those thrown away before we all get back in the truck. That way, try to keep the truck as clean as we possibly can. Oh, and another thing I forgot up here, next to that box, I've got hot dog buns, hamburger buns, tortillas. In that box up there, I've got paper plates, utensils, you know, plastic utensils, trash bags, paper bowls, paper plates. But also down here, see, I keep these right here. I've mentioned these before. Oh, the canine carryouts. Yep, got some up there, and I've even got more stacked in that other cabinet below. So you can see there's a lot of things to keep in mind to keep stocked in your truck and everything if you do have a dog with you. I mean, after all, there's times where if I've been out longer than I expected and I'm running out of supplies and I haven't been able to get by like a Dollar General or something, to re-up. By the way, watch one of my previous videos where I talk about Dollar General. Great place for truckers to re-up on stuff, and you can usually get a truck into them. Why? Because trucks have to deliver there. Not just a hat rack, my friend. Anyway, but if I'm running low on supplies, yeah, I can forage, I can eat the roller griller food at the truck stops, I can just, you know, grab some bread and peanut butter and jelly at truck stops if I'm running out of that in the truck and live off of that. But you got to make sure you're stocked up on the dog food, because you can't get that just anywhere. And truck stops, if they sell dog food, is usually not the kind you need. So you need to make sure you're always stocked up on that. So you got to prepare for the dog. I found if I've been running out and can't have anything else, I always keep tuna on hand to make sandwiches real quick in the truck. But also, it's a great thing to feed to the dog. Especially if he's sick. And if he's like, for some reason, he ate something out while he's wandering around that he shouldn't have, or whatever, for one reason or another, you know, happens to people, happens to dogs too. They get the runs, you know what I'm saying? It's like so I found tuna. Feed your dog the tuna. Give him tuna every meal for a few days. Knock those shits right out. I mean it. And if I don't have this, I like this kind of the no drain chunk light tuna. It's easy open can, no drain. It has just a little bit of water in there, but you pull out a paper towel and pour the water out on that, and then it's ready to go. Or I found these pouches to be really good. Also, in chunk light tuna and water, you rip those open and you fork it all out into his bowl or whatever. Or if you want to make a sandwich for yourself, works just as well. I always keep extra tuna on hand, either in the pouches or in the cans. Keeps the dog regular, and it's a good quick snack for me. Well, the hardest part of having a dog in the truck is the winter months, snowy months, wet months. Haven't run into a lot of rain this summer, which is nice, but that's almost worse sometimes than the snow, because then he's all wet. And then if it's raining, and it's raining for like days, and you can't just wait for the rain to end, and you got to take him out because he's got to go. Now you have wet dog. Oh, that's fun. What is it about wet dog smell that's just... and then, of course, then he wants to just get right next to you. That's another reason I keep those puppy towels right down here next to my seat, so I can try to dry him off as best I can before we get back in the truck. And I try to make him stay down on his pet bed in front of the passenger seat before he gets up on the bed with me. But then, like, you know, winter months where it's really cold, there's snow out there, he'll bound through the snow. Actually, he loves that. He loves bouncing around in the snow. But then you got to knock all the snow off of him. It sticks to his fur. So again, I use the puppy towels for that, and I try to get all the snow off of him. The worst thing is the mud. I really try to avoid mud, and this is why I'm always trying to find a truck parking area with some grass. So if it's wet, at least he's just wet. He's not muddy. And same with the snow. At least he's just snowy. He's not muddy, because muddy is the worst part. And, you know, there's been times where I've been places like Montana, North Dakota, where it's been air temperature 26 below. And then, of course, then, you know, like the Weather Channel, or as I call it, the Scare You Channel, will then say, oh, but it feels like, you know, minus 46. Yeah, and it does. And, of course, that's when he decides to take, you know, 45 minutes to... So that's always a thrill. So that's about the worst part about having a dog in the truck. Otherwise, you know, yeah, you got to put up with little hassles here and there, but he's a good companion. I like having him with me. He usually stays down in his little area between the passenger seat and the door while I'm driving. He keeps popping out every now and then and puts his paws up on my leg and says hi. You know, I take him out. Like I showed you earlier with him playing, throwing the thing. He's fun. He's a companion. I can talk to him. He never talks back. I keep trying to teach him to drive, so I don't have to do it all the time, but, you know, he doesn't do that either. Well, the other big annoying thing is, like, if I pull up to a shipper or receiver and I have to get out and talk to him at the guard shack, he's up in the window, scratching, barking his head off. Okay, that's a little annoying. And when I don't have him with me, I like the peace and quiet when it comes to those situations, but those are little annoyances you put up with to have a companion with you, and it's worth it. It's like, you know, it's like having kids. Yeah, you know, I always say having kids is the best and worst thing to ever happen to you. You know what I mean? Alright, well, I know I've been putting off doing this video for a long time because, you know, like I said, there's more involved to it. I wanted to be able to show him running around, show all the different stuff, and these kind of videos where I have to show a lot of different things and do a lot of different shots take a lot longer to put together. Remember, I'm a truck driver. I'm still working. So to put these together, it usually takes me a few hours after I get parked. I got time to kill since I don't deliver till 1 a.m. on the 28th, tomorrow morning, August 28th, Central Time in O'Fallon, Missouri. I'm just about 4 miles away over here in St. Peters. So I'm real close, so that's the nice part. But anyway, hope I covered everything for people interested to know what it's like to have a truck, a dog in the truck in the dog. Scratch that, reverse it. A dog in the truck. Like I say, there's a little planning ahead, but there's some things that are kind of a pain in the ass. but you know, it's worth it to have a companion with you. And Rusty's a good dog. He's been in a truck with me. He's been in a truck with me for about 9 years now. In this truck since I got it in 2016, but this is my 3rd truck. So, but he's been in one with me. Started in a company truck. I had to pay them a huge deposit just to have him. Well companies. But, you know, so he's been in a truck with me for about 9 years now. Hey, do want to mention, don't forget, yes, today being the 27th, Wednesday, right? Wednesday? Yeah, Thursday, the 27th. Tomorrow, the 28th, when I deliver. We're real close to those new hours of service rules coming in from the FMCSA. Watch my video about the new hours of service rules. I go into them in great detail. I have a separate video where I talk more about the 30-minute break rule. I'll put both of those links down in the description so you can just go right to them to watch those videos, because they're coming up quick. 35 days away, guys. That's all we're looking at before the new rules come into effect. And what has been killing me is the last few weeks I've been out here, so many times I've been in a situation where I'm going, hey, you know, if I could have been following the new rules, I could make this work so easy legally. You know, it's going to be a big help. You know, it's not everything we wanted, but, you know, you never get everything you want. You can't always get what you want, but sometimes you just might find you get what you need. Oh, get what you... All right, I'm sorry. Anyway, 35 days, that's coming up. So watch those videos, and I go into all the rules in detail. Hey, anyway, that's enough. I know this video's probably gone on way too long, but thanks for tuning in. I hope this gave you information about dog trucking. Dog trucking! That needs to be a song, doesn't it? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. As always, please please like, please comment, get to your comments. Sometimes it takes me a day or two because I'm working. Ring that bell for notification. As always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch out.